Alright, my nieces and nephews asked for a video of my Timberborn base, so I'm going to do a quick version. I did a long one earlier and it was 15 minutes, so this is what it looks like. From the side, going around the perimeter. I've got it paused here. You can see that from the outside of my base, everything is dried up and dead. And that inside, it's all nice and green. We'll have a look at real quick, going fast around the perimeter outside of the base, so you can see just how dead the world is, actually. In the post-apocalyptic world, there are only beavers. Alright, that's a full loop. Reset the camera, and we're going to crank up time, so you guys can see the water coming down here, filling up everything, making it nice and green. Personally like watching the grass expand in rapid time. Quick look at what it looks like in normal time. Very slow. Looks much more natural and organic when you don't crank the time up. Anyways, that's going to flow down this dried riverbed into this artificial lake I've constructed, which will power my huge number of deep water pumps. Quick summary of how everything here works. I've got agriculture here, and here, and here, producing food. These are coffee bushes. My beavers are addicted to caffeine. It's very funny. I've got tree production. Outside of water, the next most important resource. Food's the most important for keeping them all alive after water, but you need wood in order to produce pretty much everything in this game. You can see the water's flowed around here. If your buildings or farms become flooded, unless it's a plant that requires being underwater, you have problems. They stop working. The plants will die and the buildings just stop producing. I've got huge amounts of water, resource storage. As you can see, my reservoir's filling up, slowly but surely. Oh, fun little note, the water color changes depending on how deep it is, so you can quickly tell at a glance if it's deep water or shallow water. There's a day-night cycle you just noticed change. I have little bells set up. This is my housing buildup. It's insanely efficient. Industrial production is over here. On the left, far left, we've got production of science, which is used to power my little control towers that make my beaver bots faster. We've got the metal mine here. We've got all the smelters running away over here, generating huge quantities of metal. This particular faction uses a lot of metal, which is resource consumptive to get, but you can make really cool structures. I'll get to what I'm going to do with that in a minute. Here's the bot assemblers for the beaver bots, and the part factories down here, supplying them. Huge amounts of industrial production here. Lumber mills, gear workshops, paper mills, explosive factories, printing presses. Some of the flavor text in this game is hilarious. Printing press. Prints books using paper. Usually beavers consume each page right after reading, so good literature is always in demand. I think that's funny. Over here to the right, we've got the leisure center. Carousels for the beavers to play in, mud baths, dirt extractors to supply dirt for construction. We've got over here primary food production, so coffee breweries, food factories, huge amounts of water pumps once again, fermenters for canola beans and cassavas, soybeans and cassavas. We've got presses for canola to make oil. We can see the water is filling up nicely here. I need to actually open the floodgates or we will have actual flooding, and that would be bad. You can see the floodgate lower when I click this button here. And the world at large is slowly greening up. On this side, where I haven't corked up the river to hoard all the water, you can see things are much greener. Though the trees don't come back to life once they die. Much like when they flood, they die. Oh, the last big interesting thing is the primary stair and storage system. Something I really love about this game is that it's three-dimensional, so I build skyscrapers. So this tower here has water storage on top, and as you go down it's got big storage buildings, and then as you go down it's got hydroponics gardens to grow fungus and algae for layers and layers and layers. And you can see that the beavers can go up the stairs all the way around this big looping system that allows me to get a lot more storage space in. This is the most impressive of my storage towers, I think. It's used to store logs and treated timber, and if you look at it straight from the top you can see it's got this nice repeating pattern. Anyways, only other thing really to show off here is the temples, the campfires, the shrines. Yeah, I have all the beaver luxury they could want. The rooftop terraces up here, the labor monument, tribute to ingenuity, and flame of unity. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, and the Lidos, which I don't know what that means in normal English, but it appears to be some kind of pool area to play in. The little charging stations for the robo-beavers. And yeah, the whole world is turned green again for the next 2.5 days, as this indicator at the top right. Oh snap, my beavers are flooding. Fudge. It's not one thing, it's the next to my right. There's the problem, I left the floodgate open down here. Well, it'll flow out soon enough. Anyways, this is Timberborn, and this is my map. Not my map, it's the map Thousand Islands, but my base, Uncle Industry, which I have named as a sort of joke as the alternative to Mother Nature and Father Time. Figured it fit me pretty well since I'm the uncle and I'm very focused on industry and production. Hope you like this, guys, and I hope I got this one in shorter time frame.